All right. Hello. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your Libra. Yes, I didn't say Virgo this time. Libra weekly reading for June 19th. Let's take a look and see how this is going. I'm curious to how everyone's Mercury retrograde went and how your Saturn is going. It's been kind of intense a little bit for you guys. Hang in there. I promise it won't be too much longer. Well, all the way to October, actually. All right. I've been having internet problems all damn day, but you know me, I am determined. So, I don't know, was supposed to be doing this around 2, but yet here we are. There we go, if I want to be able to see my stream. Okay, kids. Here we go for you, Libra. All right, so balance is one of the things that you're looking for. How apropos. So 7 of Swords is the first thing that comes up. I can see that you've had a lot of tension lately. Judgment, justice, the Tower. So your foundation has been shaken a little bit. Therefore, you're questioning yourself. That's why we have the Temperance card for balance. So you're looking to see whether things are going to come back into alignment. I have to ask the question, though, what is the tension about? We've got this 4 of Swords, where we have a needle on our nose that tells us that we're feeling as if there is a huge... like you feel as if the weight of the world is on some decisions and you're feeling a little short-tempered. Hi! I'm also seeing the Emperor card. So for these next few steps, what's going to be required of you, and this is interesting because I had already laid this spread out, and yet I had an internet problem, so I shuffled again, but it's kind of fun to see the same cards. I was going to leave them out, but I decided to wash my hands, use some sage, and start fresh. But what is interesting, I shuffled thoroughly and I still got some similar cards. The only one I didn't see yet was the 10 of Swords, where you feel overcommitted, like you can't move left or right. Yeah. So I'm seeing the Magician card. So the thing about the Magician card is what's required of you is 2 things. Number 1, the Magician is speaking. So you're going to have to speak up for the things that you want, right? Oh, I'm going to be doing a couple more if this internet stays, okay? So we see the Magician. So you're going to be required to speak up in these next few phases. And you also have the Emperor. The Emperor's leadership. So your major cards that are showing up for you are self-reflection, leadership. You also have the King of Wands, which is a partner to this same Emperor. So these are how we do things, how we need to lead. We need to be very direct and very clear on these next steps that we need to make. Take, not make. So King of Wands. Remember, male and female cards, kings and queens, don't really have much to do with gender, but more to do with action. So what actions are you taking? You have the Judgment card, the Justice, and the Tower next to this Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is that short temper and impulsive behavior, yes? The Judgment card is our card for tension and deadlines. The Justice, contracts, things going on paper. I feel like even though Esther's not a Libra, this applies to you. We have the Ace of Cups, which is a pivot point in our life. Some travel might be possible, yet ultimately we have the Fool card, crossroads, opportunity, you know, decisions to be made. Trust your intuition implicitly. Also, a couple other things to point out. You can't take leadership unless you're already a leader and you've got the Emperor. I know that's like a circular thinking kind of thing. Just like the Fool card, it says there's crossroads and opportunity. You can't take an opportunity if an opportunity isn't present. So the cards kind of indicate this energy is already in play for you to be moving towards. So the Magician, what's cool about the Magician is it talks about being on stage. Literally, this practitioner is ready to go. You're ready to go. It takes this leadership. Also, use caution with your moods. Don't let them rule your decision making, because the edge of Knight of Swords, the edge of the sword, is how we kind of run things. And so maybe back off a little bit and do some planning. Those are kings. How are we going to go and get the thing? Now, like I was referencing to the Fool card, you're at a crossroads here. Decisions need to be made to get things to shift. You've already had your Tower moment. It's not coming. It's behind you. The Tower is telling us that things have been shaken, and now you're standing on a foundation with nothing in the way. So maybe some things that you weren't too happy about having shed themselves were to your benefit, and you couldn't see it until now. I hate when people say that for your greater good. I actually avoid that at all costs. However, the beginning of your reading is the 7 of Swords, things getting easier. Even though you feel tension, you've got this stress bucket that you're carrying around. 6 of Wands is referencing money and attainment. So look here, we've got a diamond in the bottom. So it's telling us You know, your attainment is nice. Literally nothing crazy is coming your way. Everything's in alignment besides your stress. Manage your stress. Are you taking breaks? My best friend likes to say the words, if it's heavy, put it down. Right? That's pretty clear. Sometimes we expect too much of ourselves, and we do too much, and we never take a break. We don't shut our electronics off enough. We don't say no often enough. We don't nap when we need to. Instead, we take a break and watch TV, and that brain is still going. So in what ways can you give back to yourself and take some of this stress level off? Maybe say no to some things. You know, maybe plan a day where you can have a break and be like adamant that you commit to yourself on that. So the only negative card that's really going on here, even if you call the Tower card negative, it feels negative because none of us like change. Usually the Tower card comes kind of like Final Destination when we're least expecting it because we didn't move. So I would say that the only negative card that's here is the Knight of Swords, and that has to do with EQ and your attitude. So how's your attitude lately? You might be getting frustrated. So feed that. Give it what it needs. Let's pull some cards for you from Mystic Dreamer and see what your moon reading is, Libra. Am I still calling you Virgo? No, I'm calling you Libra. Okay. I have a new deck or 3. So I don't know which ones we'll be playing with today as we go, but Libra, here we go. Libra moon, this is you if you're still out there. Say hello. Tell me where you are in the world, whether you like your reading. For your own one-on-one in-depth reading, please reach out to karmaondeck.com. We have meditation classes, Tarot 101, spiritual mentorship if you're ready to get your shit together and start taking your spiritual path on and, you know, not be at the mercy of these empathic feelings and moods. Let me teach you some things. At any rate, hit me up. Miss Alicia Ray, she's saying hello. You still there? Okay, here we go, Libra moon. Ace of Pentacles. Are you at a pivot point? Ooh, you got an Ace of Pentacles and an Ace of Cups. Here's what's true about it. Cups. Love and money always grow together. And it doesn't mean relationship love, okay? Love and abundance. Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. We're at a pivot point right now, Libra. However, there's some things that Libra doesn't want to let go of. I can tell you that. There's moving forward that's going on with you where you're not liking what's in front of you. You want some nostalgic things to come back to where they were. But we've got this death card, this transformation, this change. I've got to ask you, are you having a hard time sleeping? We've got the Nine of Swords. This is not putting these things down at the end of the day. I've learned a portion of meditation practice that I've put into play, and that's called reconcile your day. At the end of your evening, reconcile the things that you did. Correct them in your mind if you've done them right, or correct them if you do them better. And give yourself a little coaching at the end and dismiss, ho'oponopono that shit and be like, I'm sorry, thank you for the lesson, forgive me, I love you. Start letting these things go at the end of the day so you can start out fresh. You cannot carry yesterday's weight into today's burden. You absolutely can't. But I see the Nine of Swords where there's a lot of heaviness that's going on. That one's right here. If you look, the Nine of Swords, obsessing. Either obsessing or you've got too much on your plate. Again, begin to say no. I can tell you that Libra does have a little bit of analysis paralysis that's going on. You've got the Two of Swords, so you're stuck in the middle of a decision making. Again, leadership. You've got the Emperor on one side and the Knight of Pentacles on the other. So are you being impulsive? All it takes is being consistent more often. You don't have to be consistent every single moment. It just requires that you just continue more often, right? Because I know I'm not perfect. I cussed somebody out the other day. Right, there goes love and light right out the door. I felt bad about it for a whole day. I mean, I didn't really cuss her out. I said, sit down. And this conversation's over, but I still feel bad about it, right? So I sat with it for like the whole evening and stressed out about it and realized I just had to forgive myself. There was no way the door was still open for us to reconcile, or, I mean, it was just a stranger on the internet, but I just kind of shut it down and it went ugly. I got blocked right away. But sometimes people get really, really bold. And I was like, excuse me. And I feel bad about it, right? That impulsive. It was also late at night when I was most tired and shouldn't have been on the internet to begin with. Oops. So I can tell you that we have also the Eight of Wands here for fatigue. So you've got this Nine of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Take a break, my darling. So the King of Swords and the Emperor again is in play for you. I think it was King of Wands in your general spread, but the Emperor is telling us leadership is key. The only thing that's holding you back here, bro, is the Moon card, which is fear and emotions. So are you letting your emotions rule your decision making? And I would hazard a guess that you are. Because you're not pleased. You're not pleased with the outcome. This comes from gratitude, right? How can you play with gratitude a little more? But I can tell you though, Libra, you have the World card. Your next steps involve bigger moves and bigger things. You've got the World card. So that's enjoyment. That's as good as the Sun, right? Where the Sun is getting attention. The World card is actually action and having more physical things and being, you know, more global with the things that you acquire. But I want you to remember two things. That even though you're feeling emotionally off and you're at the verge of a huge transformation, key, the Death card and the Tower in your general spread, what I can tell you is you still have these beautiful pivot cards, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Love and money grow together. Now, fall in love with yourself and get some shit done. Ooh. Yeah, I was feeling inspired today. Let's pull a card from the Divination of the Ancients and see what your Oracle card is for this week to focus on and for meditation. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, though. Please tell me where you are in the world. Like, subscribe, and hang out on my YouTube, though, because I'm going to be doing more videos. I'll be popping between Instagram and Facebook because my internet program is down to multi-stream. So if you want to catch these videos, directly go to YouTube. I'll be doing a couple more. So here we go, Libra. This is for you. Ooh, now this is a good one, okay? Smoke and prayer. Did you think to pray? Okay, so for some of us who've done some shifts with our religious and spiritual changes, right? We've changed some of our modalities and our practices. Hi, Leon. Smoke and prayer. So, did you think to ask? We have guides, we have angels, God is up there, the Godhead principle, if you don't want to play with religious structure in that way. But did you think to pray? Did you think to ask for love, for support? Did you think to ask for intervention? Did you think to ask for guidance? Did you think to pray? This is your card for the week, guys. Remember to keep in prayer. Right? That meditative state of gratitude, literally ask for what it is you need. That is the power of manifestation. Sometimes we think the universe is just going to line up, and I can promise you that it will not. You have to be the co-creator. And now with New Earth in play, so much more is required of us in the direction. It's like being in a laboratory. Well, what are you going to do with it, guys? I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm going to come right back and do the next one. You're going to have to wait and see which one it is. So, Adonai, my beloved. Catch you on the flip side.